Hey guys, good morning. I first want to start this video by saying we made it to 100 subscribers. Thank you so much, each and every one of you, for subscribing to the channel, for following our journey. Oh, it's awesome that we reached 100. I'm so stoked about this, and I hope it keeps growing. I'm going to keep posting. I love sharing this, our journey, and what brought us to Costa Rica and what we're doing here. And if you guys have any questions or if you want me to talk about anything specific, please feel free to comment anything and I'll try and make a video about it. And if you want to see more content like this, and if you want to follow our journey and see where life takes us, please subscribe to our video and join us for the ride. Now, in this video, we're going to be talking about the 3 things that I dislike about Costa Rica. I just want to preface this video by saying that these 3 things, though they carry some weight, are not enough to make me question my choice of wanting to live here. They're challenges, but there's something that I really feel is important to work on for my own personal growth and development. And I feel like being in it and ensconced in it is the best practice for me to do that. So I'm not going to run away from something because there's a few things I don't like. I feel like the best place to grow is by being surrounded by it and coming to a point where it no longer affects you. So that's what I'm doing here. And I don't know where my journey is going to take me. I don't know what comes next in my story. I can't say that Costa Rica will be my forever home. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows where life will take me and life will take us. So, for now though, I live here and this is home. And I talked about the 3 things that I love, which if you saw that video, you'll see that I really love those 3 things. And so it's these 3 dislikes again. It's not gonna shake me. Not at all. So yeah, let's get into it. The 3 things I dislike about Costa Rica. All right, so number 1, my first dislike about Costa Rica is for sure the noise. Now, of course, I'm not talking about the noise from nature. Nature does get pretty loud here. If you've ever heard a family of howler monkeys right outside your house, you would understand. And we're coming into cicada season now, and they are almost deafening, actually. A lot of the parrots, like, there's some noise from nature here, but it's not that. I can handle the loud animals. I can handle howler monkeys right beside my bedroom at 5 in the morning. It does not bother me at all. The noise I'm talking about is the man-made noise, the machines, the loud ass landscaping machinery, loud motorcycles, loud jake brakes on transports. I don't know why, but Ticos love noise. They love making their bikes loud, their cars loud, their trucks loud, their equipment is loud, they play music loud, although music's not really much of an issue. When I'm talking about noise, I'm talking more about gas-powered machinery, I guess. And it's intense at times, and this land is pretty far removed from the town, but still the sound travels here once in a while if it's a really loud piece of equipment, and it's crazy. I think the reason why it's so noticeable here is because of the contrast, because the nature is so peaceful, and then there's the other side of it, the man-made sound that's so obtrusive. So the contrast is very large, and that's why I think it's so much more noticeable. At least for me, it seems like the older I'm getting, the more sensitive I'm getting to man-made sound. So that is something that I was very surprised about ever since I first came here, actually, is how loud things are. You know, because I had this fantasy about Costa Rica, like, oh, it's this little jungle country, and it's so peaceful and quiet, and you just hear the sounds of nature 24/7. Not the case, man. Not the case. I'm telling you, unless you live way out there, you will hear noise from people, and sadly, it's pretty obtrusive noise from people. So that would be my number one dislike about Costa Rica is the man-made noise pollution. All right, number two. I'm sitting here under our big, beautiful mango tree. It's almost mango season. So my number two dislike about Costa Rica, the dogs. So I'm not saying that I don't like dogs. That's not what it is. The dog culture, however, in Costa Rica is unlike anything I've ever experienced. And I'm sure it gets worse in some countries. I've heard in some Asian countries it's pretty much the same, if not worse. So it's not a problem specific to Costa Rica. I actually feel like all three of my dislikes aren't a problem specific to Costa Rica. It's more a problem specific to humanity. But whatever, I'm living in Costa Rica, so I'll tie it to Costa Rica. So it's the dogs, and what I mean by the dogs is it's how they're treated, and it's how they act, and it's that they're loose everywhere. They're intact, like they're not fixed. They're running around everywhere, so they keep breeding, they keep multiplying, and dogs are an invasive species. They're not indigenous to the tropical rainforest. And the problem is that they've just been allowed to run around and reproduce like crazy because they're all intact, and it creates a bit of a problem. And the problem that I have with it is the aggressive dogs, and it stems from the way that they're treated, the way that a lot of the locals treat their dogs. So for example, if I bike to the land here with my dog, almost every neighborhood dog is running out charging us to attack my dog because she's crossing their turf, even though it's a public street. And same if I bike to the beach or whatever, you know, I have to dodge a couple dogs that want to come at me, you know, from time to time. It's not every morning, but it happens. And I'm just biking along, minding my own business. It shouldn't be that there's dogs running out and charging me. That should not be. But that's just the culture here. And it sometimes really gets on my nerves, especially when it's 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning and I'm just minding my own business, biking to the beach, and I have to ward off a couple of dogs that are trying to attack me. You know, it's kind of bullshit. And it's a problem, again, that has been created by people. And you know, how they stop their dog from doing things like that is they throw stones at their own dogs. And I'm just like, that's not how you're gonna do it. That's just gonna exacerbate the issue. And anyways, you know, it also, how could I not mention the barking dogs? You know, almost everywhere where you'll stay in Costa Rica, you will hear barking dogs. And I've become accustomed to it. It actually doesn't even bother me anymore. I honestly don't even hear it really anymore. I've learned to tune it out, so that's not really the problem. For me, it's the dogs that just charge. And especially when you're on public domain like the street or the beach or something like that, it's highly uncalled for. And that's just the culture. There's a dog culture here, and that's how it's been. And so I would have to say that's my number two dislike about Costa Rica. Right, so I am at the back corner of our land. This here is our neighbor's land. This is a little section of his oil palm plantation. So our neighbor's an older Tico gentleman, and he has oil palm banana plantation, and it comes right up against our backside here. And with that, that brings me to my number 3 dislike about Costa Rica, and that is the environmental destruction. So Costa Rica often markets itself as being a very eco country, very green country. I mean, it is green, but you know what I mean. To be honest, a lot of it is lies. A lot of it is marketing. And when you come here and when you spend some time here, you actually start to see the depth of the environmental destruction that has happened. So here in the OSA, a lot of rainforest has been cut down for oil palm plantation. On the Caribbean side, a lot of rainforest cut down for banana plantations. I've been there, I've seen it with my own eyes. The Dole plantations are massive, and so are these oil palm plantations. And Costa Rica also happens to be one of the highest. In fact, I think it might actually be the highest percentage. What is it? The most agrotoxic country in the world, meaning it sprays more pesticide than any other country in the world. And this is something that you don't read in the tourist brochures. This is something that you actually have to come here and experience to see the truth. And big, beautiful trees like this one right here. Look at that beauty. That has been cut down for oil palm. For oil palm, come on! This is primary forest. This is protected by default because it's primary forest, so it can never be touched. And I'm super grateful that we have this little section of our land. This here is the corridor to Corcovado, the national park. And it can't be touched. You know, it's protected. Not that that means anything, but look at this tree. Look at the spikes on this tree. Yow. Super cool, huh? So yeah, that's my third dislike, and that's, you know, it's more my number one. It's the thing I'm most passionate about, is protecting Mother Earth, and it's the thing that affects me the most when I see it. And it stems from government here, then it goes right down to the little guy who sprays his yard with pesticide instead of cutting his grass. And you know, it's just what it is, you know. And another thing that I'll mention about the eco factor is the plastic usage here. And when you buy something from the market, like if you buy a bag of seeds or something, it's not even just wrapped in plastic, it's double wrapped in plastic. And, you know, I've seen that a lot in this country. And, you know, again, this is not even a problem specific to Costa Rica. This is a worldwide problem. People are kind of complacent when it comes to the environment and protecting the environment. And yeah, that's my opinion, but it's also, I look out the window and I see what's going on, you know. So yeah, that is my number 3. And I'm gonna stop it there because talking about this topic gets me really fired up. I'm very passionate about this, and so I could ramble on for like 20 minutes, if not longer, talking about the eco damage here in Costa Rica. I will say that they have replanted a lot of jungle. They are making an effort to turn it around, but again, it's intense, the damage that's been done here. And again, they don't market, they don't tell the truth. And that's the part that kind of bothers me, is the lies, how they market as a green country. And so that's it. So there you have it. Those are my 3 dislikes about Costa Rica. Um, Anything else? I think that's it. On a high note, I'll leave you on a high note. It's cicada season. You can hear them in the background a little bit. It's a beautiful place. And like I said earlier, even though there's some challenges here, it's not enough to make me want to move. This place is just epic, and I'm very grateful to be able to live here and to especially be on this piece of land adjacent to Corcovado National Park and have the opportunity to safeguard and protect this little piece of paradise for as long as I'm breathing. These beautiful trees will never be touched, especially for palm oil or banana plantations or pineapple or anything like that. Exactly. The macaws agree with me. So anyways, I'll leave it at that. I hope you enjoy. Until next time, peace, pura vida.